This is an ABC 10 News update.
Hello there, I'm Virginia Cha with this ABC 10 News update. Deputies are looking for a driver suspected of following a 9-year-old boy in Santee and trying to lure him into his van. This is a picture of the minivan police say he was driving. It happened on Wednesday just before 5 p.m. The boy told deputies he was walking home on Trail Ridge Avenue when the driver asked him to get in the van and go to the community pool. The boy refused and walked away. Anyone with information is asked to please call the sheriff's department. Students in Vista could be returning to the classroom next week. The school board voted late last night to finalize their reopening plan. Prior to that meeting, the Vista Unified School District sent out a memo that was Monday saying schools would be reopening on October 20th. But the Vista Teachers Association says they don't think that's a good idea, saying current spacing between desks in some classrooms is less than 6 feet. The district says its reopening plan includes many health and safety precautions and that students who want to continue with virtual learning can do that. A big step toward making sure veterans in the South Bay have the resources they need. Today is the grand opening of the VA Chula Vista Clinic. It's about 3 times the size of the clinic it is replacing. The primary care department has 28 exam rooms, 12 consultation rooms. The services that will be provided include optometry, lab, women's health, and hearing tests. The facility also has plexiglass barriers to separate staff from the patients at the front desk. It's Friday. Let's talk about the weather, especially coming up on the weekend. Megan.
Hey, Virginia, and happy Friday to all of you. Yes, today is going to be a hot one, but it is one of the last hot ones as a cooling trend does begin tomorrow. Temperatures along our coastline starting off in we started off with some fog. That cleared out. However, we are going to see that fog roll in again as we head into this evening and early tomorrow morning. We'll be in the 80s at the coast, 80s and 90s for our mountain areas, 90s and a few triple digits for the inland spots, and about 102 to 104 out in the deserts. Temperatures remain 10 to 20 degrees above average. It's the last day of that heat advisory that has been in effect since Tuesday. It's still hot, still very dry, leading to elevated fire danger. But this weekend, temperatures drop by about 5 to 10 degrees, which is still above normal, but it is going to be feeling a whole lot more like fall next week. Virginia?
Thank you, Megan. For the latest news, weather, and traffic, just go to 10news.com, where you can download our free app from your app store. For ABC 10 News, I'm Virginia Cha.
They were supposed to share a debate stage Thursday night, but instead President Donald Trump and Joe Biden held separate town halls in swing states. President Donald Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden held 2 separate town halls Thursday. Biden was in Philadelphia in an event hosted by ABC News. He was asked several questions about the pandemic, like whether he would mandate Americans to take a vaccine for the coronavirus.
Depending on the continuation of the spread of the virus, we should be thinking about making it mandatory.
How could you enforce that?
Well, you couldn't. That's the problem. Just like you can't enforce measles. You can't come to school unless you have a measles shot.
The president also answered questions about the pandemic in a town hall event in Miami, hosted by another network. The president was asked whether he expects Congress to pass another stimulus bill.
Did you ever hear of a word called negotiation? We're negotiating, okay?
But people's lives are hanging in the balance.
And you know who I'm negotiating against? Nancy Pelosi, because she doesn't want to give the money. We should have stimulus.
The president was asked about filling the vacant Supreme Court seat during an election year.
When I was elected, and when a president is elected, they're elected for a period of 4 years. And Justice Ginsburg said it best, I think, talking about President Obama having to do with somebody else, that the president is put there for 4 years, not for 3 years.
During his town hall, Biden was asked whether he would pack the court.
No matter what answer I gave you, if I say it, that's the headline tomorrow. It won't be about what's going on now, the improper way they're proceeding.
But don't voters have a right to know where you stand?
They do have a right to know where I stand, and they'll have a right to know where I stand before they vote.
So you'll come out with a clear position before Election Day?
Yes, depending on how they handle this.
Both were asked to explain their positions on police reform.
We have a senator named Tim Scott from South Carolina. He came up with a bill that should have been approved. It was great. It was a bill that was strong in terms of law enforcement and strong in terms of enforcing the proper thing and doing the proper thing by law enforcement.
We shouldn't be defunding cops. We should be mandating the things that we should be doing within police departments and make sure there's total transparency.
Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
Starting today, veterans in the South Bay won't have to head up north for their appointments. A brand new VA facility in Chula Vista will open its doors later this morning. Let's take you inside so you can see what's in this $27 million facility. We'll have 28 exam rooms and 12 consultation rooms. Among the services that will be provided at the facility includes optometry, lab services, women's health, and hearing tests. They've also included brand new testing booths so veterans won't have to drive all the way to the medical center in La Jolla to get this specific test done. This facility is also built with the physical precautions that are now in place because of COVID-19, such as the plexiglass barriers separating staff from patients at the front desk. According to the VA's website, in San Diego, there have been 529 veterans that have been diagnosed with the coronavirus and have been treated within the VA health system. The big grand opening ceremony is scheduled for 10 o'clock. It will be held virtually, so you'll be able to check it out looking at the VA Facebook page. Reporting from Chula Vista, Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Dozens of concerned parents are perturbed by the district's plan to turn an empty lot into a Costco. This vacant lot at the corner of Camino del Sur and Carmel Valley Road has been labeled as surplus by the Poway Unified School District, which means they don't need it and believe they have enough schools in the area. Some parents beg to differ.
In our particular area, the middle schools around here are impacted, so no.
Gianni Wynn doesn't mind the idea of creating mixed-use retail, restaurants, and a Costco, but she's infuriated by the process the board took to get to this deal.
I felt like we were just robbed. We just want to be part of that process. Like, bring us to the table, give us a voice. Let us share with you what our opinions are.
The board voted unanimously at their September meeting to pursue a long-term lease with Costco that spans decades. Wynn said the community was blindsided.
I have 4 kids in the public school district, 4 young kids. I mean, my oldest one's only 12, so I'm very passionate about this.
Hoping a rally at the district headquarters makes the board pause and reconsider how they're going about this deal.
You know, we're going to unite. We're going to tell you that we do have a voice, and there should be a choice. You guys are in there to represent us, and if you're not representing our voice, who exactly are you representing?
Cassie Carlisle, ABC 10 News.
A dog walk in South Park turned frantic as a couple tried to fend off a bee attack. Grape Street, 6:30 p.m. Tuesday. Patricia Young, her husband, and 2 dogs were near Marlton Drive, just about done with their walk, when one of the dogs started sniffing a bush.
All of a sudden, I felt a really sharp stabbing in my arm, and then I heard buzzing, and then I heard and felt the buzzing right in my eye. So I swatted away at my eye, and that's when I think my husband started to get stung.
Young says she never saw a swarm, but heard a constant, loud buzzing.
Swatting, and his glasses fall off, so I go and pick up his glasses from the street. And so he's getting attacked, take the mask off, and I'm swinging around my back, and I get stung on my back.
Young says her husband picked up one of the dogs, and they scrambled to get home, 2 blocks away.
We're kind of yelping and squealing and swatting and batting, and then we got in, and that sense of, oh, home is safe.
Not so fast. Inside the house, she found a bee on one of the dogs and one in the bathroom.
I came out to the kitchen. I guess the bees were congregating in the light in the kitchen.
In the end, they killed about 8 bees. Their 9-year-old Maltese mix treated at a vet for a possible sting. Young and her husband,
it's kind of terrible to be chased by bees into your home,
were each stung several times. One bee expert told us a 2-block chase is unusually